OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, just announced plans to go public as soon as 2027, with sources even saying that it could come in 2026. A lot of niggas have been feeding for the longest to invest in OpenAI, but they weren't able to because OpenAI was a charitable organization, aka a non-profit. They believe that if they were to set themselves up as a for-profit company, it would fuck up their mission, which is to develop artificial general intelligence that will better all of humanity. But they restructured and broke up the group in a way, well, there's a non-profit side and there's a for-profit side, and the non-profit side has a majority stake in the for-profit side. But now because there's a for-profit side, right, this for-profit side is not able to go public and raise capital to further push the AI development, with non-profit having majority stake, keeping the for-profit side, quote-unquote, in check. And as for going public, they have to go through a process called IPO, which stands for Initial Public Offering. This is basically they're giving up pieces of their company for the public to buy up, right? Well, the way this process works is through something called an underwriter. An underwriter is just going to be an investment bank. Think of a nigga like Goldman Sachs, right? These niggas, they're going to go to OpenAI and buy all of the shares from OpenAI, right? This is going to give OpenAI all the money and capital that they need so that they can further develop their systems and shit. And then Goldman Sachs comes to the public and takes those same shares and sell it back to us, right? But the way they make their bread is because they basically buy the shares from OpenAI at a discounted value, right? So let's say, they buy it at, like, instead of $100, they buy it at 80, and then they come back to us and then they sell it for 100 cash, right? The difference between what they bought it for and what they sold it for is going to be the spread. So that's their profit. So the profit in that case would be $20. And if you don't understand it in that way, just think about it as entrapment, feel me? Everybody's favorite show is Power. Me, I love that shit, right? So I like to think back to that for a lot of things. So, feel me? This is all about, reselling some shit and coming up. So, think about you going to the plug, right? Buy a pound. A pound is 16 ounces, right? A pound is 16 ounces, and a zip, there's 16 zips, and, whoa. Yes, there's 16 zips in a pound, right? So, and a zip, there's 8 eighths. So 16 times 8 is 128, right? So let's say I buy a pound for a band, right? I'm gonna sell each eighth, let's say I sell for 30, right? So 30 times 128 is 3,840, right? And then you subtract that from the band that you initially spent to get the P in the first place, you come up $2,840. That's the same thing when it comes to the IPO. It's just, trapping legally with shares.